All right, next topic, Joshua. All right, so I'm excited about this one, and we're gonna look at his chart, and
That's right.
I think we're gonna look at it if you're prepared to.
Yeah. I am. I
All
can handle
right.
it.
My question is, what the hell was Cenk Uygur thinking with this? So Cenk Uygur, obviously host of the Young Turks, big progressive guy, ran for Congress, lost spectacularly, but he tweeted this out a couple hours ago. He said, if we had a Democrat with balls when we take over, they'd be cutting off funding to red states and make them beg for their handout. Almost all of them are welfare queens who live off blue states. Republicans run states are on average miserable failures who take more from the government. What in the holy hell was Cenk Uygur thinking? What is going on in his chart? Because this is absurd. This is crazy town.
Yeah, it's totally crazy town. Let me see here. So I'll show you what I'm. Ooh. Oh, you're sharing. So
I'm sharing. Share. Oh, here you go. You can share.
Okay, I'll share. Okay, so the big thing really, we don't have his time of birth. We just have his birth date. But essentially, if you notice here, Uranus, okay, right now is at 7 degrees Taurus, and his Saturn is at 6 degrees Taurus. So Uranus and Saturn are not friends. Uranus shakes things up and is getting all crazy, and then Saturn keeps things together and creates definition and stability and strength. So Uranus is hitting his Saturn, meaning there's a big shakeup in the stability in his life. There's things that are being shaken up in his life. And with Uranus also hitting his Mars, within range of his Mars, there's a need for him to take action. So he's essentially doing what he needs to do right now to act out, so to speak, and do things that are a little bit eccentric or weird. And this is sort of, in a lot of respects, paralleling what's going on most likely in his life, either professionally or personally. We would know if we had his actual time of birth to find out where that is, but the structures of his life are absolutely changing, and his pattern of behavior, the pattern that he has expressed in this lifetime is very much about, holy shoot, there's a big change going on, now I have to act. So that is his way of sort of dealing with things. A big change happens, he reacts. And yeah, this is a new beginning for him in a lot of respects. So he's going to be doing some new stuff soon. Stay tuned for that.
Oh, that's interesting. So essentially, what you're saying is he's feeling maybe a little stressed out, or doesn't know what's going on, or feeling like there's maybe out of control, and so he's lashing out like a petulant child on Twitter and saying absurd things because that's just how he's handling the stress.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
There's certain structures in his life that are, but this happens to him. Something gets oh geez, what just happened? And then he then has to use his Mars energy to be okay, well then I'll do this. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's definitely structures around him that are being negatively affected, or at least changed.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. I mean, I actually wonder what's going to happen with the Young Turks, because before all this crazy, and actually even before my article went viral, I think it was either before or right after it, he made headlines because, so the Young Turks is a progressive organization, right? Is a progressive show, and his employees wanted to form a union. Well, he came out against the union. And I was like, Cenk, what are you doing, man? That seems to be if there's any issue that I would think that he, as a progressive leader, would be behind, it would be unions. But he was like, no, we can't afford it. I was like, you know what? It just seemed like the most inauthentic thing in the world to me. I was like, you really have no principles at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he has principles, but he has a side of him that is also very subservient. It looks like he most likely has a Virgo moon, and that is contradictory to the Aries. So part of him is go, 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 go. But at the end of the day, there's people that are pulling strings around him that nobody's seeing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Well, more to come on our buddy Cenk then.
More to come. Check it. I don't know if he has investors or what, but somebody's telling him what to do. It's oh, okay.